Greetings, greetings. I am grateful and I am merciful. Gratitude that you have showed up and listened to me today. Today, I want to share with you a few thoughts about this nationwide, countrywide, worldwide spread of fear and what fear is and the uses thereof. Fear is good for fight or flight. It's an indicator. Fight or flight. You're gonna fight or a little less fear there on the flight. You're going into courageousness. Or are we gonna flight? That's full on fleeing. Fear. Now you're in a constant state of fear. I want to talk to you about the force of fear. There's a force of fear. Just like there's a force of love. Most often the force of fear is human beings using fear as a tool. Fear produces adrenaline. And there's a certain type of adrenaline that is a narcotic. And fear is induced in small animals, terror, fear, to get this narcotic of adrenaline, a derivative of adrenaline. Just like they use in the hospitals, adrenaline. There's derivatives of adrenaline that get you high. And this fear creates a certain type of adrenaline, which leads you to the fear not mentioned that around 365 times in the Bible. Don't quote me on that, around there. Derivatives thereof, distress not, worry not, lay all your anxieties on me. Probably because fear is like a type of prayer. You're imbuing something with this fear spirit, this fear energy, this energy that produces adrenaline and produces an intoxicant. This energy that you're pouring in to whatever it is that you're fearing. Fear is irrational. It's trying to predict an imaginary future that never arrives. Now, if a fearmonger gives you a perspective in which the future of his perspective arrives, then he has totally controlled your reality and marched you up to his perspective and said, see, didn't I tell you the fact of the matter? That the world is evil and you should be afraid? Now come with me and always be afraid and always listen to what I tell you and follow along closely, and I will show you and your logic and your ego exactly how to wrap your mind around this. Throw your heart away. Use your logic. On the other hand, if you don't listen to the fearmonger, and you don't believe his fearful story, you just have it like off to one side. You heard it. Fine. It's okay. The world is ending in a day. Okay. But you wake up and live every day like it's the last day anyway. So you just go have fun. Fill your heart with joy. Laughter. When he says that, try to be serious and considerate. Walk away with laughter. Because laughter repels a psychic attack and turns it back tenfold. And you might have imbued him with some laughter. Made him laugh at himself with his negativity. Now, tomorrow when the day doesn't end, don't you mention it. Don't you mention, well, the earth hasn't ended today. Just go on, filling yourself with joy and laughter and good tidings and good feelings and love. And just be a beacon of positivity. It's okay to be negative sometimes. Just don't stay in that state of being. It's okay to be angry, disappointed. Just reflect. It's you who's disappointed. If someone else is disappointed in you, they're probably disappointed in themselves. It's an indicator of what's going on inside of you. So don't follow the fear. Father, Follow the Father of love. Don't follow the path of pain. Follow the path of love. Feel good. Feel happiness, joy. Laugh often. It's a medicine. And it fills the world with medicine and good vibrations. Good vibrations are real things. Vibrations are real things. I'm not talking about imaginary things. Fill the world with good vibrations. Laugh. Laughter is good vibration. So feel joy, experience joy, and push joy into someone else's heart. You have to consider Lucifer was a conqueror, a warmonger. Fear is his weapon, his tool. Divide and conquer? Of course. Each of you have to be nations, constantly in danger of war. We have to constantly make new weapons of war. That's the economy. There's constantly a danger. Now, when these nations are in a danger, don't listen to me. Listen to Werner von Braun, the Nazi weapons scientist that became the head of NASA. He became our rocket scientist and led us to the moon. Werner von Braun says that first, all the states will be a danger. We'll have to build weapons, rockets, this and that. Then there'll be rogue nations. Rogue nations, remember that? Wow, called that one. Rogue nations were North Korea is a rogue nation. Iraq was a rogue nation. Iran was a rogue nation. You're like an axis of evil. Wow. Called it. It's like he saw the plan on the table, and it was like a lifelong plan, and he was going to be dead. He warned his secretary, and she just said, yeah, okay. But she wrote it down. I think it was his secretary, some woman. Someone that was out of the picture. And he says after rogue nations, it was going to be terrorist attacks. And that was going to be the reason for world control, protection. We have to protect you because, see, there's so few to dominate the world. And there's masses and masses of people are born every year. And eventually, this is going to end. Fear has to control this. Fear has to solidify this. The grip of fear has to be really strong. That means a lot of you are going to have to die. And they're going to have to save you. And you are going to have to put yourself at their mercy and enslave yourself to them for eternity. At what point will they have you put your consciousness into a machine and say, this is immortality? And use your energy, your soul energy, as an eternal source of power. Do not put your faith in man, but in God alone. You and the Most High alone. A personal, intimate relationship. Do not put your faith in me. Do not put your faith in man. You know, I also wanted to say this because this is an impression that I got. It's information that I got just recently. That this type of thing is happening. And it's a danger. That when you die, somebody else is after your soul. And it's not for reasons you think it is. It's for an eternal use of power. Now, you might be going through your own hallucinations or whatever, thinking that you're here or there or whatever. But what's really happening is that your soul is being used as an eternal use of power, a power source. And this might be you doing this to you. See, you have dominion. That's why God doesn't swoop down and stop this crap, because he's already given you dominion over the earth. And now they say there's a net. Psychics say there's a net over the earth that bends the soul back towards the earth, that doesn't let the soul escape the earth. And even in the book of Thoth, he was telling you about this, that the way to escape is not through linearly, like you think linearly in straight lines. But the way things really are curvatures. And we're starting to see that now. The universe is a series of curved lines, not straight lines. And he says the way to get out of this net is in the curvatures. The book of Thoth, way back, speaks about this. Now we have our new psychics and the foundation. What's that foundation? The Farsight Institute. They used to work for the military. Psychics for the military. Seers. They're seers. They look into reality. And they're trained to do that. Militarily trained. They call it astral projection. There's different ways they do it. There's different styles and different terms. Astral projection is not the only one, and that's not quite accurate because you're leaving your body, and these people aren't leaving their body. They're doing psychic readings. They're looking into the area like seers from the Bible. King Solomon had a seer, so don't even start. Now, and there a lot of kings had seers back in the day, and there's Christian seers today. So do your research, and don't even start with me on what you don't know. Anyway, back to the show. Do not put your faith in a friend. Put your faith in you are here to develop your personal relationship with your source of being and to get back to your source. That's what repent means. Turn back. Get down there and then come back. Find your way back. In the Bible somewhere, I'll quote it later. Probably put it in the footnotes. It says, I conceal a thing. It's in Psalm or Proverbs. I conceal a thing so that a king can seek it out. And we are seekers. Egyptian religions always say seeker, the seeker, you are the seeker. Psalms, Proverbs right there says one who seeks it out. Sage Guru is always talking about the seeker. We are always seeking a way out of this planet because we came down here for a purpose to find our way out. Not be stuck in some karmic loop for eternity, but to eventually escape the earth or create heaven here on earth, but not be bound by the earth. Have dominion over the earth. Everybody wants dominion over the earth. We have dominion. Now let's realize our dominion.
Wake-up call for most of the citizens around the world. And look, from what we see with the numbers, most people are going to survive through this. But let's be honest, it also could have been worse. So the question is, are you going to start making choices today about your health, about your obesity, about your smoking, about your habits? Are you going to start making choices today about your financial education? And are you going to take ownership for where you're at right now? Unfortunately, everything you hear coming out of the media is preaching it's not your fault. And the government's going to take care of you, and that's just going to set you up to be a slave, and then the next crisis is going to hit, and the next crisis is going to hit.
Thanks for listening, guys. I am grateful that you have shown up, and I am merciful. Your host, always.